Is Gary Windass finally losing his grip on his double life? Or are we watching him trade one dangerous secret for another? You have to wonder what was going through his head at the salon the other day. It wasn't just a simple disagreement between a husband and a wife. It felt like something much heavier was hanging in the air. When Maria pointed out that Sarah seemed a bit out of it, Gary didn't just disagree. He went full protector mode. He practically bit Maria's head off for suggesting that Sarah might be struggling.
But why?
Why does a man who is supposedly happily married to Maria feel the need to jump in front of a metaphorical bullet for his ex-girlfriend? It makes you think. Is he really just being a good friend? Or is he terrified of what Sarah might say if she loses her focus for even a second? Let's look at the facts of what happened. Sarah is clearly not okay. She's been through a lot since Jody Ramsey attacked her on the night of the wedding. We've seen her turning to the bottle to cope. We've seen her getting moved to lighter duties at the factory because Carla is worried about her. And then the big one happened. She actually forgot her own daughter's birthday. Now, if you know Sarah Platt, you know she's many things, but she isn't a mother who forgets Bethany's birthday. That is a massive red flag. Maria noticed it. Maria said something. And Gary's reaction was, honestly, eye-opening. He didn't just defend Sarah. He made Maria feel like she was the one being unreasonable. He made her feel mortified in front of everyone. But here's the thing about Maria Connor. She has lived on that street long enough to know when Gary Windass is hiding something. She has been here before. She remembers the secret kisses and the deleted spy cam footage. She knows that when Gary gets this defensive, it usually means there is a body buried somewhere, sometimes literally. Think about the psychology behind Gary's behavior here. Why does he always feel the need to be the savior? We have seen it time and time again. He did it with Summer, he's doing it with Sarah, and he's even done it with Maria herself. It's like his ego won't let him just be a normal guy. He has to be the one who understands the broken woman better than anyone else. But is it really about helping them? Or is it about control? If Gary is the only person Sarah can rely on, then he's the only person who can keep her quiet. He's building a wall around her. He's telling Maria to back off, telling the street she's just having a hard time, all while he's whispering in her ear behind closed doors. It's a classic move for a man who is used to living in the shadows. He isn't just protecting Sarah's reputation. He is protecting his own freedom. And what about Sarah? What is going on in her head? She's clearly drowning in guilt and trauma. Forgetting a birthday is one thing, but the fog she's in feels deeper than just a head injury from Jody. It feels like she's trying to block something out. There are theories flying around everywhere that Sarah might know a lot more about Theo Silverton's death than she's letting on. Some people even think she might have been the one who did it, and Gary is just the one cleaning up the mess. If that's the case, then her forgetfulness is a perfect defense mechanism. If you can't remember your daughter's birthday, the police aren't going to think you can remember the details of a murder, are they? It's a tragic way to live, constantly numbing yourself with alcohol just so you don't have to face the truth of what you saw or what you did. But the real smoking gun is that phone call. Jody Ramsey, of all people, overheard Sarah talking to Gary in secret. And what did Sarah say? She told him, "You're not on your own with this. You've always got me." Now, let's be real for a second. You don't say that to a friend who is just helping you through a tough time. You say that to a partner. You say that to an accomplice. That isn't the language of a casual friendship. That is the language of a pact. A you and me against the world kind of deal. And for Gary, that must be incredibly intoxicating. He's spent years lying to Maria, hiding his past as a killer, and feeling like a monster. To have someone like Sarah who knows the dark parts of him and still says, "You've got me," must feel like a lifeline. But it's a lifeline that is going to pull both of them under eventually. You have to feel for Maria in all of this. She's trying to keep her family together. She installed that spy cam because she was worried about Liam, but all she found was Gary and Sarah sharing heart-to-hearts and Sarah trying to kiss him. Gary thought he was so clever trying to delete that footage, didn't he? But even if he deletes the video, he can't delete Maria's intuition. She knows something is fundamentally wrong in her marriage. She can see the way Gary looks at Sarah. It's that same look he had years ago. It's nostalgia mixed with a dangerous kind of shared history. Maria is being sidelined in her own life, and she's being made to look like the jealous wife, just because she has the common sense to notice her husband is obsessed with his ex. It's a lonely place to be, and it makes you wonder if she'll eventually be the one to blow the whole thing wide open. And then there's Jody Ramsey. Why is she still there? She's like a vulture circling the Platt family. She's making barbed remarks about Theo's murder at the bistro. She's watching everyone's every move. She knows about the phone call. She's the ultimate wild card. Does she want money? Does she want to ruin Sarah? Or is she just a chaos agent who enjoys watching people's lives fall apart? Whatever her angle is, she's the one person Gary can't control. He can talk down to Maria and he can protect Sarah, but Jody is a different kind of threat. She's not afraid of Gary. In fact, she seems to find the whole situation hilarious. If Gary tries to silence her, it's only going to prove everything Maria suspects. The pressure is building, and it's building fast. We have an investigation into a murder where Gary is already a suspect. We have a wife who is losing her patience. We have an ex-girlfriend who is spiraling into alcoholism and forgetting her life. And we have a witness who knows exactly what's being said behind closed doors. It's like a house of cards that's just waiting for a gust of wind. Samia Longchamben, who plays Maria, has already teased that something unforgettable is coming. She said the next few weeks are going to be life-changing for everyone. That usually means one thing in soap world, a permanent exit. Is this the end of the road for Gary Windass? Has he finally run out of women to save and secrets to bury? You have to ask yourself, if the truth comes out, what does Sarah do? She's being teased as having to make a deadly decision. Does she choose Gary over her own family? Does she keep his secrets even if it means she loses Bethany and David? Or does she finally wake up from the fog and realize that Gary isn't her savior? He's her anchor, and he's dragging her to the bottom? It's a heartbreaking choice. She's already lost so much. She's lost Damon to a prison sentence. She's lost her sense of safety. The idea of losing Gary, the one person who tells her she's not alone, might be more than she can take. But staying with him is its own kind of death sentence. And what about Gary? Can he ever actually be the good guy he wants Maria to see? Or is he always going to be the man who killed Rick Nalon? He's been on the street for nearly 20 years. He's evolved from a local thug to a builder to a killer to a family man. But the one thing that never changes is his inability to stay away from trouble. He seeks it out. He needs the drama. He needs the stakes to be life or death because that's the only time he feels like he has a purpose. Without a secret to keep or a woman to protect, who even is Gary Windass? Maybe that's why he's so defensive of Sarah. Without her drama, he's just a guy selling a factory and living a quiet life, and we all know Gary doesn't do quiet. The funny thing is, the fans are already calling it. People on Reddit and Facebook are convinced Gary is a goner. They're worried Theo might have left some evidence behind that points directly to him. Or maybe Theo isn't the only one Gary had a confrontation with that night. Remember when Gary warned Theo to stay away from Todd? He said, "I'm onto you, Theo, we all are." He was playing the hero again. But being a hero in Weatherfield usually comes with a very high price. If Gary did kill Theo to save Todd or Sarah, he's just repeated the same mistake he made with Rick. He hasn't learned a single thing in all these years. He still thinks violence is the only way to protect the people he loves. So, where does this leave us? We're heading toward a birthday dinner at the bistro that is definitely going to be one for the history books. You've got the whole Platt family there, you've got the tension between Maria and Gary, and then you've got Jody Ramsey walking in to stir the pot. It's the perfect recipe for a disaster. Sarah is already on edge, and having Jody there making comments about Theo's murder is going to be the breaking point. Will Sarah finally snap? Will she let something slip? Or will Gary do something desperate to stop the truth from coming out? I want to know what you think. Is Gary really protecting Sarah because he loves her, or is he just terrified of what she'll say if she stops drinking? Do you think Maria is right to be jealous, or is she just being insecure? And honestly, do you think Gary Windass is actually going to leave the street for good this time? It feels like the walls are closing in, and there might not be a way out for him this time. Let's talk about that deadly decision Sarah has to make. Imagine being in her shoes. You're struggling to keep your head above water. You can't even remember your own kid's birthday. And the only person who is standing by you is a man with a body count. Do you stay loyal to the man who saved you, even if it means becoming a liar yourself? Or do you do the right thing and potentially send him to prison for life? It's a heavy question. Sarah has always been someone who follows her heart, but her heart has led her into some pretty dark places lately. If she chooses Gary, she's choosing a life of looking over her shoulder. If she chooses the truth, she loses her best friend. There is no winning move for her here. And what about the impact on the rest of the street? If Gary is revealed as a killer again, it doesn't just affect Maria and Sarah. It affects the Windass family. It affects the Platts. It affects everyone who ever trusted him. He's worked so hard to build this image of a reformed man. He's helped Summer. He's been a mentor. But if that's all been a lie to cover up his darker impulses, the fallout will be massive. Weatherfield isn't a place that forgets easily. Just look at how they treat people once their secrets are out. Gary would be lucky to leave in a police car. He might end up leaving in a hearse if the wrong person finds out the truth. Think about the fog again. Some fans think Sarah is faking it. They think she's using the head injury as a way to avoid being questioned. It's a brilliant theory if you think about it. If you're the poor, confused victim, no one suspects you of being a calculated accomplice. But if she is faking it, that means she's even more dangerous than we thought. It means she and Gary are a team. A real Bonnie and Clyde of the cobbles. And if that's true, then Maria doesn't just have a cheating husband. She has a husband who has replaced her with a partner in crime. That is a whole different level of betrayal. The way Gary looked at Sarah when she pretended not to know Theo was dead. Did you catch that? It wasn't a look of concern. It was a look of, we need to keep our story straight. It was a moment of pure, unspoken communication. They are on the same page, and that page is titled, How to Get Away with Murder. Maria is standing right there, but she's not even in the same book as them anymore. She's just a spectator in her own marriage. It's devastating to watch. You want to scream at her to run, but you also know she wants to believe her husband is the man she thought he was. But let's be honest, the man she thought he was never really existed. Gary has always had a dark side. From the moment he arrived in 2008, he's been a fighter. He's a veteran with PTSD, a man who has seen the worst of humanity and brought some of it back with him. He tries to be good, but he's addicted to the chaos. Protecting Sarah gives him a reason to use that dark side for good. In his mind, he's not a killer. He's a protector. He's not a liar. He's a secret keeper. He's rewritten the narrative in his own head so he can sleep at night. But the problem with rewritten narratives is that the truth usually has a way of bleeding through the ink, and that's exactly what's happening now. The truth is bleeding through. It's showing up in secret phone calls. It's showing up in foggy memories. It's showing up in the eyes of a suspicious wife and a vengeful witness. Gary can't keep the mask on forever. Eventually, it's going to slip, and when it does, it's going to be explosive. Coronation Street has always been at its best when it explores the dark secrets of its longest-running characters, and Gary Windass is the ultimate secret keeper. But every secret has an expiration date. I really wonder if Gary is capable of killing again to keep this quiet. If Jody Ramsey pushes him too far, what does he do? We know what he did to Rick. We know he's capable of extreme violence when he feels backed into a corner. And right now, he is in the tightest corner of his life. He has Maria on one side, the police on the other, and Sarah right in the middle of it all. It's a pressure cooker. One wrong word, one more forgotten birthday, one more secret call overheard, and the whole thing blows. So, what do you think? Is this Gary's final act? Is he going to go out in a blaze of glory, trying to save Sarah one last time? Or is he going to finally face the music and head to prison? It's hard to imagine the street without him after 18 years, but maybe it's time. Maybe Gary Windass has done enough damage. Maybe it's time for Maria to have a life that isn't built on lies and for Sarah to finally face her demons without a killer holding her hand. Don't forget to let me know your theories in the comments. I love reading what you guys think is going to happen. Do you think Sarah is the killer? Do you think Maria should leave Gary right now? Give me all your thoughts. And if you're as obsessed with the Corey drama as I am, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on this Gary and Sarah situation as it unfolds because trust me, The biggest twists are definitely still to come. You won't want to miss a single second of it. Thanks for hanging out and diving into the drama with me. I'll catch you in the next one where we'll see if Gary's luck has finally run out. Stay tuned to the cobbles, everyone. It's about to get very, very messy. Think about the children, too. What happens to Liam if Gary goes away? What happens to Bethany if Sarah is involved? The ripple effect of these secrets is huge. It's not just about two ex-lovers. It's about two entire families being torn apart. Gary is so focused on protecting that he's actually destroying the very thing he's trying to save. It's the ultimate irony of his character. He's a builder who only knows how to knock things down. And this time, he might have knocked down everything for good. The more I think about that "not alone" line, the more it chills me. It's a promise. A blood pact. It's the kind of thing you say when you've shared something that can never be unshared. Sarah and Gary are bonded in a way that Maria can never understand. And that bond is the most dangerous thing on Coronation Street right now. It's a bond built on trauma, guilt, and the desperate need to stay out of a prison cell. But those kinds of bonds always break under pressure. And the pressure is hitting the boiling point. I'm really looking forward to that birthday meal at the bistro. It's going to be a masterclass in tension. Just imagine the seating chart. Gary next to Maria, Sarah across from them, and Jody Ramsey lurking at the bar. Every glance, every barbed remark, every sip of wine is going to be loaded with meaning. It's the kind of scene Corey does better than anyone else. And it's the kind of scene that usually ends with someone in tears, or the police arriving. Or both. What if the deadly decision Sarah has to make involves Jody? What if Gary tells Sarah she needs to help him deal with the witness? That would be the ultimate test for her. How far is she willing to go to stay in Gary's good graces? How much of her soul is she willing to trade for a man who defends her in a salon? It's a dark path, but Sarah has walked dark paths before. Let's just hope she finds her way back to the light before it's too late. Anyway, that's my take on the whole Gary and Sarah mess. It's complicated, it's messy, and it's 100% classic Coronation Street. I can't wait to see how it all plays out. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next update. We're going to be all over this until the final twist is revealed. Until next time, keep your eyes on the cobbles and your spy cams ready, because you never know what Gary Windass is going to do next. See ya. Think about what actually happened at the salon. It should have been a normal day, but Maria noticed something was off. Sarah has been acting really strange lately, foggy-headed and not like her usual self. Then the big one dropped. Sarah actually forgot her own daughter Bethany's birthday. Now, for a mother like Sarah, that isn't just a simple mistake. It's a huge red flag that something is seriously wrong with her mental state. But instead of Gary agreeing with his wife, he leaped to Sarah's defense so aggressively that it left Maria feeling totally mortified. Doesn't that strike you as a bit much? I mean, why is he so determined to shut down any concern about Sarah? It's not just being a good friend. It was reflexive, and it felt like Gary was trying to hide something that we have to talk about why Gary acts this way. He's always had this hero complex, hasn't he? He needs to be the one who saves the women in his life. But if you look at his history, his saving usually comes with a body count. He saved Sarah from Rick Nailon, but he did it by becoming a murderer himself. Now, he's doing it again. By being the only one who understands Sarah, he's creating this dependency. It's a way for him to keep control. If Sarah is seen as unreliable or crazy because of her memory loss, then anything she says about Gary's past secrets becomes less believable. In my opinion, Gary isn't just defending her honor. He's gatekeeping her to protect himself. And what is going on in Sarah's head? She's been struggling ever since Jody Ramsey attacked her. She's turning to alcohol to cope, and that fog she's in feels like more than just a physical injury. It feels like she's trying to block out something she saw or did on the night Theo died. Have you ever felt so guilty that you literally started forgetting your own life? That might be what's happening here. Her mind is shutting down sections of her reality just to cope with the trauma. But then there's that secret phone call Jody overheard. Sarah told Gary, "You're not on your own with this. You've always got me." That doesn't sound like two friends just catching up. It sounds like a pact between two people who know where the bodies are buried. You really have to feel for Maria in all of this. She's been down this road with Gary before. Remember the spy cam? She put that in her living room to watch Liam, but instead, she caught Gary and Sarah having heart-to-heart.